Hello and welcome back to another Warlords of Draenor news video. So this is just going to be a quick little update to let you know what's going on with 4 specific things. So the topics in today's video are going to be Call to Arms, and the fact that it's not going to be a thing anymore, the new Blood Elf models, which are going to be delayed, of course, but just Bashiok said 1 or 2 more things, Garrison plots, but then also, and I think most importantly of all, rare mounts in Warlords of Draenor and how we're going to get some time-lost Proto-Drake style stuff. So, first of all, Call to Arms is dead. It's gone. You're not going to have it anymore in Warlords. Basically, what they said is that originally the Call to Arms feature was put in because they really liked the idea of people just being able to have their favourite battleground pop up and then be able to binge it for decent rewards for a weekend. However, as it turned out, that led to some, quote, profound problems with queues, so they've decided to kill it, and that's the end of that feature. It's not going to be a thing in Warlords of Draenor, and your most optimal queue is most certainly going to be just the regular old random queue. Honestly, I did enjoy queuing up for a few Warsong Gulches in a row because that's my favourite battleground, and that's not going to be a thing anymore, which is a little bit sad. So, yeah, I don't know, let me know what you think about that one in the comments. Though apparently if it is going to fix these queue time problems that some servers have been having, then I suppose it's worth it, I guess. Now, the next topic to cover is mounts. So, they're going to be adding 7, according to Jeremy Friesel on Twitter anyway, and they're going to be adding 7 new time-lost Proto-Drake style mounts. And when I say time-lost Proto-Drake style, I mean they're going to have a longer than usual, well, they're going to drop off a mob, that mob is going to have a longer than usual cooldown, and it's just going to be a rare thing that you find in the world. However, there's a few key differences. So, it's going to be a 100% drop rate, and it's going to be given to anyone who tagged that boss. Now, you see, with the time-lost Proto-Drake, there's a bit of a problem. If maybe 3 people found it, then the first one to tag it would get it, unless they maybe fell to their death, and then the other person could kill it. But basically, if you tag this mob, it's like, shared tagging, so anyone who attacks it will get the mount in the end. Now, I think this is pretty cool, and there's going to be 7 in total. That's 7 new reasons to go out into the world and to do things. And in terms of their spawn timers and things like that, it's not going to be as extreme as the time-lost Proto-Drake. The time-lost Proto-Drake was like over 12 hours, it was really rare. It may have been even more, yeah, quite a bit more than 12, whatever. It was a very rare mount. And what he said is that some of these will have long spawn times, and some of them will be quite a bit shorter. So I'd assume there's probably something that's maybe on a 6 to 4, maybe even a 2-hour timer. But then hopefully they also do put in 1 or 2 mounts that are time-lost Proto-Drake style in terms of their respawn timers, so that they truly can be an extremely unique and rare thing. I think that would be great. Now, the next topic is Blood Elves. This was just a quick little post that Bashiok made. He said that they have not started work on the Blood Elves yet. That basically just means that the situation at Blizzard is, oh, fucking bollocks, the expansion's to come out in 3 months, we need to work, oh dear. Which does seem like what it's sort of been like at Blizzard for the last while. Not trying to piss them off too much, but yeah, they're in full-on crunch time. I think it got to that stage where they added the new, 80 or so staff members, they got them up to speed, and then realized, oh crap, we need to get going very quickly, a few cuts are going to have to be made, and that was, of course, the Blood Elf, and this is old news, I guess, but it was just interesting to me that Bashiok said that they have not started work on it, and I can't imagine them working on it until after the expansions sort of goes gold and they're ready to deploy it, because really, any time between now and then, it should probably be spent on ensuring that it launches in a good state. So I think that if they haven't worked on it now, it may not come in 6.1. Maybe in patch 6.2 we'll get our Blood Elves. But yeah, you'll just have to wait. Now, Bashiok did say that, like with the Draenei, the Blood Elf update wasn't as needed because the model was already pretty decent. Yeah, that's certainly true. And he said that just the update will be the regular, more polygons and higher resolution textures. I would also like it if when doing that update, they would make sure that their eyebrows don't stupidly clip through things, and I'd also like it if they, would make sure that my Draenei's horns don't go all retarded with helms, because that's so annoying. Yeah. Anyway, so on to the final topic of today's show, which is garrison plots. This was just a post that was made on the forums by one of the Blues, and a player was just saying that they didn't think there were enough plots in the garrison. If you don't know, right now it's, I believe, 2 large plots, 2 medium plots, and 3 profession plots. And then you get things like the menagerie, the mine, and the herbalism place for free. They're on all garrisons. But here's the thing, right? You've got maybe 6 buildings, and they all have pretty major effects in terms of the large ones, and the same goes for the medium slots. And maybe just a lot of players feel like 2 isn't enough, like they're really missing out on some of those potential benefits. Blizzard said that the reason why it's only 2 at the minute is because they like the idea of making a small amount of large decisions rather than a large amount of small decisions. In general, I do agree with them. I think that perhaps one more medium slot, or maybe even one more large slot, something like that, would be acceptable though. Because I just think that would be a good way to do things. You see, right now, I think what's going to happen in the Garrisons is people will rotate between buildings to get the permanent rewards. If you're not aware, some buildings will give you a vanity pet. The stable, for an example, actually gives you a mount. So there are rewards like that you can just unlock it and then get rid of the building and you'll still keep your reward. So it's not like if you, say, get your Talbook reward from the stable and then destroy your stable, it's not like your Talbook's going to disappear. So what people are going to do is just rotate between all of these buildings, and then once they've got all the rewards that they care about, they're going to choose the 2 buildings that they think are the best. So for an example, there's the Dwarven Bunker. Well, there's going to be some people that will just, get the Transmog set they like, then get rid of the Dwarven Bunker. And it just, I don't know, some of the gameplay there doesn't really feel right to me. And I also think there's going to be a lot of min-maxing going on to get a set of buildings that suit specifically what you want to do. And really, Garrisons themselves don't feel like they're particularly optional. I think that if you want to be optimal, you will have to do your Garrisons. If you want to make money or a bit more money, you're probably going to want to do the Garrison missions. You're going to want to go and get lumber so you can turn it into resources. You're going to want to do all of these things. Garrisons certainly are looking far more mandatory than they originally said. Now, they're not mandatory. You can abstain from garrisoning if you really want to, but you're probably going to feel a sting if you do that. It's just interesting how things have changed. I feel like originally the garrison wasn't supposed to be such a gargantuan feature. It was supposed to be a large feature, but now it just feels like it's the single biggest new thing, and I suppose that is true, but that it's just very core to everything you do at max level. So perhaps that's... I know, I'm honestly a bit worried the Garrisons maybe got ahead of themselves and are now proportionately too large a part of the Warlords of Draenor endgame. Now that said, I think the individual buildings are pretty cool and they do bring some interesting gameplay and they do actually get you out in the world, so that's cool. But more testing will be needed. In terms of the plots though, I think that they could certainly add more plots, and they'll probably do that in a future content patch where they add an extra level of garrison. That's probably what will happen. Anyway, tell me what you think about the garrison plots, the new mounts, the removal of call to arms, and of course the Blood Elves, because I know all you Blood Elves are a little bit salty, but hey, fun. So yeah, that's it for today's show. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.